Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, how much time do I really have left? It's a question most of us avoid, especially once we pass 70. We don't want to dwell on the idea of death, but deep down we all know we won't live forever, and that awareness, whether we speak it out loud or not, follows us through the quiet moments. You see, the truth is, your body already knows. It's sending signals, subtle, silent signs that hint at how well you're aging and how much longer your journey may continue. Some people over 70 still walk with energy, laugh with ease, and plan for the years ahead. Others, perhaps just as determined, find their bodies slowing down, their memory fading, or their strength slipping away. Why the difference? According to science, it's not just fate or family history. There are specific indicators, real, measurable signs that doctors and researchers use to help estimate how long someone might live. And here's the powerful part. Many of these signs can be improved. You're not powerless. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 warning signs, backed by science, that may predict how many good years you still have ahead. We're not talking about guesswork. We're talking about what your body is quietly trying to tell you before it's too late to listen. So stay with me, because understanding these signs could help you add not just more time to your life, but more life to your time. Sign 1, your ability to balance on one leg. Let me ask you a simple question. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds without wobbling? It might seem like a silly challenge, but research shows that this simple test could quietly predict something far more serious: how long you may live. Balance is something most of us take for granted until it begins to fade. You might notice it while putting on your pants, stepping into the shower, or turning around too quickly. That momentary loss of stability isn't just a sign of aging. It can be an early warning of deeper issues: weakened muscles, slowed reflexes, and even cognitive decline. Let me tell you about 2 women I know, Marjorie and Elaine. They're both in their early 70s, both retired, both living alone, but their bodies are telling very different stories. Marjorie begins each day with light stretching. She walks her dog in the morning and does a short Tai Chi routine before breakfast. When she lifts one foot off the ground, she can stay steady for 15 to 20 seconds, sometimes longer. Her posture is upright, and she rarely loses balance. Elaine, on the other hand, used to be active, but she's let movement slip from her routine. She spends a lot of time sitting. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts swaying and grabs onto a chair for support. What she doesn't realize is this small loss of balance might be saying something bigger. Her body's coordination, leg strength, and nervous system aren't working in harmony like they used to. Good balance isn't just about avoiding falls, though that alone can save your life. It's also a window into your brain health, your ability to stay mobile, and your independence in the years ahead. The good news? Balance can be rebuilt at any age. The key is consistency. Here are 3 things you can start doing today. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Practice walking heel to toe along a hallway. Try simple balance poses from yoga or Tai Chi. Just a few minutes a day can make a real difference. So take a moment right now. Stand up, lift one foot just a few inches off the ground. Count to 10. How does it feel? If you can't hold it yet, don't worry, but don't ignore it either, because the balance you build today could help you stand strong for the rest of your life. Sign 2, the strength in your hands tells a bigger story. Let me ask you something else. Have you noticed your hands feeling weaker lately? Does opening a jar, twisting a doorknob, or holding a heavy bag feel more tiring than it used to? If so, don't ignore it, because your grip strength, yes, just how firmly you can hold something, might reveal more about your future than you ever imagined. Researchers have found that grip strength is one of the most powerful predictors of overall health in older adults. Why? Because it reflects more than just hand muscles. It's a mirror of your entire muscular system, your nervous coordination, and even your heart and lung function. Let me introduce you to two men I met, Harold and Vincent. Both are 78, both retired engineers, and both once prided themselves on being strong and capable. Harold still keeps a routine. He does light resistance training with hand weights, carries groceries without help, and often volunteers for yard work in his community. His handshake is still firm, his hands steady. He feels confident in his strength, even in small daily tasks. Vincent, however, has slowly noticed changes. At first, he struggled to open a jar of pickles. Then lifting a bag of groceries became a chore. These moments frustrated him, but he assumed it was just normal aging. He didn't know his declining grip strength was an early sign of reduced muscle mass, frailty, and even a shorter life expectancy. The science is clear. People with lower grip strength are more likely to experience falls, slower recovery from illness, and a loss of independence. Weak hands often signal a weak body, but here's the hopeful part. Grip strength can absolutely be improved. Here are some simple exercises you can try. Squeeze a tennis ball or stress ball for 30 seconds in each hand. Use a hand gripper tool while watching TV. Carry heavier grocery bags instead of using a cart. Practice simple dumbbell curls, even water bottles work. Even 10 minutes a day can help rebuild strength and restore your confidence. So, go ahead, test your grip right now. Pick up something heavy. Try opening a tight jar. Does it feel solid? Or is there hesitation? If your hands feel weaker than they used to, take it seriously, because how well you hold on to things today may say a lot about how long you'll be able to hold on to your independence tomorrow. Sign 3, how fast you walk could reveal how long you'll live. Have you noticed yourself walking slower lately, taking smaller steps, needing more breaks, or feeling unsure on uneven ground? You might think that's just what happens with age, but walking speed, yes, something as ordinary as how fast you move, has been shown in study after study to be one of the most accurate predictors of lifespan in older adults. It's because walking isn't just about your legs. It requires coordination between your muscles, joints, brain, heart, and lungs. When you start to slow down noticeably, it often means more than tired feet. It could be your body's way of telling you that something deeper needs attention. Let me introduce you to two friends, Dorothy and Linda. They're both 75, both retired, both love their families, but the way they move through life is very different. Dorothy walks every morning, rain or shine. She puts on her sneakers and heads around the block at a steady pace. Her steps are firm, her posture upright, and she rarely has to stop to catch her breath. Even at the grocery store, she moves confidently through the aisles. Linda, by contrast, used to be just as active, but over the past couple of years, she's slowed down. Walking even a short distance feels tiring. She often looks down when walking, takes cautious, shuffled steps, and uses a cane more often. She doesn't think much of it, just aging, she says. But what she doesn't realize is this change in pace may reflect reduced cardiovascular health, muscle weakness, or even early neurological changes. Studies show that older adults who walk more slowly than average are significantly more likely to face health complications and often a shorter lifespan. But here's the good news. Just like balance and grip strength, walking speed can improve. Here's how to get started. Make walking a daily ritual, even just 10 minutes after meals. Use a pedometer or phone app to track your step count. Add short, brisk walk intervals to challenge your body safely. Strengthen your legs with light resistance bands or stair steps. And here's something you can try right now. Time yourself walking from one side of the room to the other. Are your steps smooth and steady or cautious and slow? If you've noticed a change in your pace, don't brush it off, because how fast you walk today might say a lot about how far your future will take you. Sign 4, How you sleep says more than you think. Let me ask you something deeply personal. How are you sleeping these days? Are you falling asleep easily? Staying asleep through the night? Or are you waking up feeling more tired than when you went to bed? Sleep is one of those things we often dismiss, especially as we get older. We blame age, aches, or stress. But here's the truth. Your sleep isn't just about rest, it's about survival. Studies show that people over 70 who consistently get quality sleep live longer, think more clearly, and have better immune function. Meanwhile, poor sleep has been linked to memory problems, high blood pressure, depression, weakened immunity, and even a greater risk of Alzheimer's disease. Let me introduce you to two individuals, Edward and Paul. Both are 74. Edward has a simple bedtime routine. He dims the lights in the evening, reads a little, avoids caffeine after lunch, and goes to bed around the same time each night. He sleeps for 6 to 7 hours, wakes up rested, and has the energy to enjoy his day. Paul, on the other hand, falls asleep with the TV on. He often wakes up multiple times during the night, tosses and turns, and lies awake thinking about unfinished tasks or family problems. He often naps during the day to make up for his exhaustion. He doesn't realize that this broken sleep is quietly wearing him down. When we don't sleep well, our brain can't clear toxins, our heart doesn't fully rest, and our immune system stays on edge. Over time, this silent wear and tear adds up. But here's the good news. Sleep is something you can improve, even in your 70s or 80s. Try these steps. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even weekends. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and screens 2 hours before bed. Get natural sunlight in the morning to reset your body clock. Make your bedroom a quiet, cool, dark place just for sleep. Also, take sleep problems seriously. If you snore loudly, gasp during sleep, or wake up choking, talk to your doctor. It could be sleep apnea, and it's more common than you think. So tonight, when you lay your head down, ask yourself, is my body truly resting, or am I just lying still? Because how you sleep each night could quietly shape how many healthy days you have left. Sign 5, when your appetite changes, so might your lifespan. Let me ask you a question most people overlook. Are you still enjoying your meals? You see, appetite isn't just about food, it's about life, and how you eat, especially after age 70, can quietly reflect what's happening inside your body. A strong, healthy appetite often means your digestion is working, your hormones are in balance, and your energy levels are stable. But when appetite fades, when you start skipping meals, feeling full too quickly, or losing interest in cooking, it may be more than just getting older. Let me share the stories of two women, Gloria and Helen, both 74. Gloria still loves food. She enjoys cooking fresh meals, tries new recipes from time to time, and eats a variety of vegetables, proteins, and whole grains. Her weight has remained steady, and she looks forward to breakfast every morning. Helen, on the other hand, used to be a great cook. But lately she finds herself skipping lunch, nibbling on crackers instead of real meals, and losing weight without meaning to. Food just doesn't excite her anymore. She says, "I'm not really hungry these days," brushing it off as part of aging. But here's the truth. When your appetite fades, your body may not be absorbing nutrients properly. You might not be getting enough protein, vitamins, or calories to maintain your strength. And without that fuel, your muscles start breaking down, leading to frailty, poor immunity, and higher risk of illness or injury. And beyond the physical, there's an emotional side too. Eating is deeply tied to mood, memory, and connection. A lack of appetite may signal depression, isolation, or even early cognitive decline. But there's hope. Here are some steps you can take. Eat small meals more frequently if big meals feel overwhelming. Focus on nutrient-dense foods like eggs, fish, avocado, beans, and soups. Eat with others when you can. Companionship boosts appetite. Speak with a doctor if you're unintentionally losing weight. So ask yourself honestly, do I still look forward to eating, or has food become just another task? Because how you eat today may quietly shape how strong, independent, and vibrant you'll be in the years still to come. Sign 6. The way you handle stress could be adding or taking years off your life. Let me ask you something we rarely talk about. How do you handle stress these days? Do you stay calm in difficult situations, or do small problems weigh on you more than they used to? Here's what science tells us. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it physically damages your body. It raises blood pressure, disrupts sleep, weakens your immune system, and increases inflammation, all of which are linked to faster aging and a shorter lifespan. Think of two men I once met, Arthur and Dennis. Both are 76, both have experienced health scares, family drama, and financial pressure. But how they react to stress makes all the difference. Arthur has learned to pause. When things go wrong, he takes deep breaths. He walks in nature, writes in a journal, and surrounds himself with friends who uplift him. He still feels stress, but he doesn't let it run the show. Dennis, however, holds on to everything. He worries constantly about money, his kids, the news, even the weather. He feels drained, irritated, and helpless. Over time, his blood pressure climbed, his sleep broke down, and his energy disappeared. The truth is, when stress becomes your daily companion, your body stays in fight or flight mode. That constant tension triggers inflammation inside your organs, damages blood vessels, and even shrinks parts of the brain that regulate memory and decision-making. But here's the hope. You can train yourself to respond differently. Try this. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly. Go for a walk when emotions build up. Limit negative news and social media. Talk to someone. Even one honest conversation can lighten the load. And don't forget the power of laughter, music, prayer, or simply sitting quietly with a cup of tea. These aren't luxuries, they're medicine. So ask yourself honestly, do I let stress pass through me, or do I carry it everywhere I go? Because how you handle life's storms could quietly determine how long and how well you'll be around to enjoy the calm. Sign 7, the strength of your relationships may be the most powerful sign of all. Let me ask you something most people don't often consider a health issue. How connected do you feel to the people around you? Loneliness doesn't always look like sitting alone. Sometimes it's feeling like no one really understands you, or realizing that days, even weeks, pass without meaningful conversation. But here's the truth. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a biological threat. Studies have shown that social isolation is just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, 15. Being disconnected increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, depression, memory loss, and even early death. Let me tell you about two women, Rita and June. Both are 78. Both have adult children, but their days unfold very differently. Rita keeps herself socially active. She goes to church twice a week, joins a book club once a month, and volunteers at the community center. She sends silly texts to her grandchildren and has dinner with neighbors every Friday. Her mind is sharp, her spirit light, and her health remarkably stable. June, on the other hand, rarely leaves home. She's lost contact with old friends. Her adult children are busy, and she doesn't want to bother them. She watches TV most of the day, avoids phone calls, and shrinks from invitations. Over time, she's become more anxious, forgetful, and withdrawn. Science tells us that when we feel lonely, our brain reacts as if we're under threat. Stress hormones increase, Inflammation rises and our immune system weakens. Social connection, on the other hand, literally protects the brain and body, stimulating memory, reducing anxiety, and increasing longevity. So what can you do? Call an old friend, yes, even if it's been years. Join a group, anything from art to gardening to walking. Say yes more often when someone invites you to talk, walk, or share a meal. Reach out to someone else who might be lonely. You may both heal together. Connection doesn't mean you need 100 friends. 1 or 2 meaningful relationships can be enough to anchor your spirit. So ask yourself, do I feel seen, heard, valued? Because the relationships you nurture today could be the very thing that helps you stay healthy, joyful, and alive in the years ahead. Now that you've learned these 7 signs, take a quiet moment to reflect. Which of these signs have shown up in your life? Are you still moving through your day with strength, clarity, and purpose? Or have you started to feel little shifts that might be trying to tell you something? The good news is that none of this is fixed. Your future is not set in stone. Whether it's your balance, your grip strength, how fast you walk, how well you sleep, how you eat, how you handle stress, or how connected you are to others, every one of these things can be improved. Starting today, you don't need to wait for a doctor to warn you. You don't need a diagnosis to begin changing the path you're on. Because real longevity isn't just about counting the years you have left. It's about filling those years with energy, independence, connection, and joy. So take that walk, reach out to someone, strengthen your hands, sit down to a good meal, laugh more, rest better, and give your body what it's quietly asking for. You are still here, still breathing, still in control, and the choices you make today might just give you more tomorrows than you ever expected. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this video gave you something to think about and something to act on. If it did, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you're going to work on starting today. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because the more we take care of ourselves and each other, the longer and better we'll all live.